What's up, world? This your boy Tommy Mal. I'm just coming to do a quick story about the Baton Rouge deaths, the killings. Three officers dead, 7 were shot. I just wanted to explain the mindset in this country, and hopefully, the people who do watch this actually pay attention to what I'm actually saying. But my point here is, it's super annoying. It's extremely annoying as a black person to constantly see, you know what I'm saying, you see something happen as a black person. You grew up in a situation where stuff that hasn't ever been reported on, but that you were there to witness, not only happened to your family members, but happened to you yourself. You grow up in that environment, and then you grow up with a bunch of people who have no idea what it's like to be you, who have no idea what it's like to go through what you've gone through, all the destruction and problems that these people have caused in your neighborhood, right? You take that situation, you know what I mean, and you put it and you have to pretty much defend something that has been your life forever to a bunch of people who have never had no idea what it's like to have to see the police as bad guys, because their police guy said hi to them every morning, walked up to them, and knew their kids and knew that it was joyous. They love patrolling good neighborhoods. You just get to sit around and worry about nothing. They don't know what it's like to deal with cops who are preached from the moment they walk into the door that they're going into a war zone, when it's not a war zone. And to the white people who don't understand, the ghetto is not freaking Benghazi. It's not a war zone. I grew up in ghettos, and I've been in different ghettos growing up in different cities. It's the same thing. The ghetto is full with a bunch of good people, and then I would say about 6 or 7 really, really bad people, right? The rest of the people in there are trying to survive because of the 6 or 7 bad people, right? The majority of people in the ghetto are not killing people. Majority of people in the ghetto are not hurting people. They may sell drugs, which is bad, which is destroying families and whatnot, but they aren't hurting people. They're not dangerous to a cop. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm trying to get at is, when you grow up in that and you understand that the majority of people don't sell drugs, don't shoot people, don't hurt people. A lot of them are on welfare, but that's not a violent crime. A lot of them are in low subsidized housing, which is not a crime. A lot of them get food stamps, which is not a crime. That does not make them violent. It does not make them more likely to kill you. Obviously, because if you go look at the statistics, white people lead black people in violent crimes. So it's just funny because these people are going and setting their mindsets up, believing that, we're going into a war zone. You're not going into a war zone, dude. This is a neighborhood with some bad people in it. I know you grew up in a neighborhood where you had nobody who killed people. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. But 6 or 7 people who actually kill people in the neighborhood does not mean that the whole neighborhood is bad. That just means there's certain people in the neighborhood who will kill you. But like I said, the majority of them are just, you cannot oppress an entire neighborhood to catch 6 or 7 people. That's not fair. I don't get to get dumped on my head and taken in and knees to my back for walking around in my neighborhood because you want to catch 6 or 7 bad people. That's not fair to me. And then if I object to the way that you stomping all over my rights, you get angry with me and then try to further infringe on my rights. That's not fair, right? That's the situation. Then you go and then after you've dealt with that your entire life, to get up there and hear these people say, well, why didn't he just listen to the cops? Why didn't he just? Well, because to a lot of people who may not understand, I'm a big proponent of it. And black people, if you're watching this video, if you are pulled over by the cops, make sure you document what happens. If you want to record it, but be cordial, be respectful. Make sure that they get that when they take you down, they are taking you down for a reason. I don't care what they tell you to do. Listen to them. You may know your rights. You may understand your rights. Understand it, record it, tell them I'm listening to you, but I understand at this time you are infringing on my rights as a citizen. I'm going to listen to you because I do not want to escalate the situation and be in blame for escalating the situation. So I will listen to you even though I know you're infringing on my rights. That way, later on, you can actually pursue something.
Bianca Bentley is calling you.
You can actually pursue something legitimate.
Bianca Bentley is calling you.
But if it's not the case,
Bianca Bentley is calling you.
You escalate, something happened to you.
Bianca Bentley is calling you.
They don't understand what happens. You're dead. So since you're dead, your side of the story doesn't get told. The cop's side of the story gets told. Magically, something ends up happening where his body cam malfunctions. Whatever the hell that means. Which keeps happening. While all these cops keep having malfunction cameras on their body cams when people keep getting shot. But this happens. This guy is killed or whatever, and now people are asking a question of, and two, even if the body camera works, they usually don't release it until about 6 or 7 months, probably after the case has already been decided. So you know what I'm saying? So even the body cam doesn't really help you when the public can't even see it until a year or so after you've been to the case is over and people don't even care about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So when you actually look at the situation, it would behoove you to just listen to the cop. Record it if you have to, but listen to the cops. Make sure he understands your rights. Understand the rights understand that you're letting him know he's infringing on your rights as a U.S. citizen, and that you deserve those rights. And if he feels anything that you want to do, if it makes him feel more comfortable for you to stand on your freaking head, just do it. Just do it. And you sit around and say, oh, well, I ain't gonna degrade myself. We tired of degrading ourselves. Well, it's better than having a bullet in your head and a whole bunch of people running your freaking name through the mud, right? Because just because you fight against an idiot does not mean you're necessarily fighting a good fight. Sometimes your pride can hurt you in the opposite way. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's not worth the argument. You should just listen to the cops. And I just explained that. Now, can white people on the other side say there's a lot of times where they don't get a chance to listen to the cops? The Tamir Rice case was a prime example. He didn't get a chance to defend himself. And then to add insult to injury, the Cleveland police ended up turning around and countersuing his family for them shooting him. That's first. Second of all, first, not second, but first, can they admit that? Can you say, yeah, sometimes they don't really give these guys chances to actually not resist arrest? When you come up to a guy and like the situation up in Baton Rouge where they tackled a guy before he even, what type of, that's not police, that's not policing. You can't just run full speed up and tackle somebody. If you feel he's resisting arrest, that's one thing. Then you walk up to him and you try to put your arm behind his back. If he becomes violent, then you become violent. But you don't run across the freaking place and then tackle a guy. You don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not police protocol. You don't run full speed and tackle people. And that's the problem. The problem in America is that white people are, and a lot of white people, and I don't even know if it's a lot, the white people who are causing the problems within the races are the white people who are okay with injustice as long as it suits them. It doesn't affect them, right? Cops trying to take away their guns, all of a sudden the cops aren't as rosy as they portray them to be, right? When cops give their guns away, when cops try to take their guns away, all of a sudden it's not, all of a sudden now the government's the enemy. But when black people say, look, they're shooting us, somehow they're un-American, right? That's what trips me out. It's you can't have a double standard. Either you believe one thing is wrong, right, or you believe that, or you don't. You can't turn around and say, "Oh, well, it's right." They're evil when they try to take our guns away, but they're omnipotent when they brutalize and shoot black people sometimes when they don't deserve it. Right? They're always right. No, you cannot do that. And the truth about it is, you don't see them mowing down these white people, right? White people show up to rallies, these Black Lives Matter rallies, fully strapped. I've actually killed people in the past, right? People who were unarmed and they were armed, right? These people have never been shot. You don't hear about them being shot by police officers, do you? There are some people over in that sit in Pennsylvania, I think it was. They were pointing guns at the cops. Not once, daily. They were pointing guns at the cops. Nothing happened. One of them ended up getting shot because he basically forced their hands. So if they can be patient and not shoot people in certain instances when it deals with white people, then they should be able to do that when it comes to black people. Now, have I watched every videotape, every situation? I think that's a problem too, because I'm tainted because I haven't seen both sides. I mean, maybe there are a lot of police that are just not filmed where they could have killed black people that they didn't. I don't know. But what I'm saying is a lot of these cases that I do see, you know what I'm saying, a lot of white people are subdued without being shot. And a lot of black people are presumed, hey, it's easier to just kill them. Because nobody's gonna, I mean, white people, they have basically said, white people aren't gonna convict you of that. They're just not. They're gonna look at you and they're gonna say, that's one of my own. He's not one of my own. It sucks he got shot, but I'm not gonna put a guy in jail because that guy keeps me safe. He kills people like that who may have done anything, but the way that they police keeps the criminals in their areas. I don't care about them racially profiling people, black people that come into my neighborhood, because I want them to keep the bad black people out of my neighborhood. So they're okay with all the stuff that they do. They're okay with all these things that happen because it doesn't affect them. Same thing with immigrations and with the Spanish people. Yeah, they should be able to just stop people and card them. Yeah, but that's very inconvenient to a person who may be legal in America to have to be rushing to work and people pulling you over just so that they can card you. That may be really inconvenient to somebody who is not white. They don't care though. It's like, well, yeah, if it keeps illegal immigrants out, then I'm fine with it. Well, yeah, you're fine with it. It doesn't affect you. It's like when they say, well, if you have to look at it, you have to look at it like this. If the cops are doing their job, they have a hard job to do, and sometimes you're gonna have to, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Yeah, but they're not breaking your eggs, they're breaking my eggs. So I should have a right to be angry about it, and you should shut the fuck up about it. You don't have if I'm pissed off at the fact that you're shooting black people at a crazy clip that are unarmed, then yeah, you should shut up because your eggs are not the ones being broken. Now, if one egg is broken here and one egg is broken there, that's one thing. But when you were just smashing all my eggs, and then I'm looking at you like, look, this guy's smashing all my eggs, and you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Well, let him try breaking a couple of your eggs and see how you feel. They're not just eggs to people. They're actual people. These people have faces. These people have families. These people have stuff that they care about. So you can't just sit around and say, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. But like I said, it blows me away with the certain white people that can actually do that. They can actually just look at a situation and say, what do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want us to do? It doesn't affect us, but we still bitch and moan and cry like it does. And that's what pisses you off. It's not about what you choose to do. You know what I'm saying? It's about what you choose to. I mean, it's not about you saying, choosing to not. It's not about you choosing not to jump in a situation. It's about you speaking on a situation and giving credence to another side to the argument. Sometimes when there is no credence to the other side. Sometimes what happens is these guys are psychopaths. They hunt animals on their free time, blowing their brains out. They're psychopaths who will enjoy killing people. And when whether the person's white, black, or indifferent, they just want to kill something. And just like when they kill a lion, just like when they kill these animals in the forest, they know they can. That's why they do. So it's more likely that they're going to kill a black person because these psychopaths have figured out that they can. Because they know the department that they're going to have to go through so much, people are going to have to go through so much yellow tape to prosecute them for it, that they realize, hey, if it gives me the right to kill a human being because I'm a psychopath and I actually love killing things, if it gives me a right to kill a human being, I'll take a couple months of scrutiny. Because along with scrutiny, they're going to put up GoFundMes. They're going to put up. They're going to have some people supporting me. I'm going to become a guy who becomes a star overnight. Why not? I have to do a pop of that kid and I get $400,000 from a GoFundMe page. Sure, I'll do it. And that's what kills me, man. That's what literally kills me, is that when you have police investigating other police and expecting results is ridiculous. You cannot do that. You need a review board where the people in the community, not another bunch of white people who are going to look you dead in the face and have no sympathy for your plight, but some people who are actually going to be able to be in on it, who are going to be staunch. Just like the police are prone to protect their own, there should be some black people there who are prone to protect their own. And when you're there, they should be able to be taken into account, but they're not. White people are in charge of who gets hired as police officers, and they do not like to hire black police officers unless there's certain areas that have a large number of black police officers, but in majority of places, they especially places where it's predominantly white, they don't like to hire. I don't know what the hiring practices are, so I'm being a little overzealous with that comment. But the police who are being policed are not being policed, in my opinion. They're not being policed properly. They're not hiring people who without the bias of the community. They're not hiring black people who feel comfortable around black people. They're hiring white people who have never been around black people, who are afraid of black people, who know about as much about black people as that scared house mom who lives in the suburbs, who's never been around more than 2 black people at one time in her entire life. Those type of people are not fun people to be around, because they are afraid as anybody would be in that predicament. And next thing you know, they're shooting people and then asking questions later, because in their mind they're saying, hey, look, I want to be able to go home to my family. And to people who are saying, well, these people want to go home to their families too, this is a rule of thumb. I don't want to become a police officer because I'm not ready to give my life up for citizens. That should have been their opinion. If you're not ready to give your life up for your job as a police officer, then you shouldn't be a police officer. Because when you step in the door, that's the first thing they tell you. You're putting your life on the line for the community. You shouldn't be shooting people, innocent people, to preserve your life. And whether you know they're innocent or not, that's the risk you take when you become a cop. When you don't know for sure someone has a gun, you can't shoot them. But anyways, this Baton Rouge situation, to the idiot black people saying that are also responsible for these shootings, telling people they need to grab guns and go out and shoot. Are you an idiot? You are these David Banner, Corey Holcomb type of people who are just stupid idiots who know they'll never do it, but they're gonna rile a whole bunch of other people up to do it. Are idiots. You're not. That's messed up. You don't tell a bunch of people the way to get past this situation is to start shooting cops. Because all you're gonna do is make it way worse for the people who are actually dealing with the cops while you're in your mansion and you're in a mostly white suburb where you ain't coming across these same white people, these same cops. But anyways, I just wanted to do a quick video on that. So please.